Hello friends, hope you're all well and welcome once again. Well, the season launch for the BTCC season of this year was just under a week ago and we finally got to see all the cars and liveries itching to get racing in Broxton on the 9th of May. Which of course means now is the time to put them all into a lovely little tier list and see which ones are my particular favourites and which ones I think will stand out the most across the season. And to be honest, we have had much better pre-seasons and livery unveils over the years. I think it became a bit of a running joke in the Facebook groups I'm in about how many black cars there are. So which annoyed a lot of people, but yeah, I won't lie. There are some of the black ones have been good, some of them have been bad, and we'll discuss all of them right now in my official tier list. If you enjoyed this video, like it, subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already, and let's get on with it. First up, we have Jack Butel in the Hyundai. Where did you come from, son? And we got this lovely little green livery from Lucas Sponsorship, a company I have not heard of, sadly. Well, I'm a big surprise out of this one. I honestly expected all the Hyundais, except with the exception of Ingram's, to be similar this year. But no, this is a big surprise. And unfortunately, we didn't see too much of Butel this year. Last year, rather. So I hope we do see more of him this year. He's probably going to be in a slightly better car. So we're hoping to get to see more of his livery. But I've got no flaws with this livery at all. Obviously, green is my favourite colour. It's his favourite colour too, which is always good to know. So yeah, where else could it go but S tier? Next up, we have the BTC Racing Honda, and using the same grey and pink they have used since day one. Yep, that team has had 3 different cars in their 5-year history and still want to put the greys and the pinks in exactly the same spots every single year. But I still really like it. Yeah, it just works, and I know if they did make any sudden changes one year, I know they'd have to work really hard to make sure that new design works. So yeah, it works for them. Like I mean, grey is the perfect shade of grey for that team because they are often the dark horses of the race and the championship. Josh Cook certainly was in 2019. So yeah, it works for them for now. I think I'm still happy with this. But there's one thing that keeps this one from going in S tier this year. It's the fact that all 3 cars are going to be in the same grey and pink. If you watched last year, you'll know that Michael Cree's got a grey and gold livery this year, where the pink bits were obviously painted gold. And I was hoping for the same this year, and maybe the pink bits green for Edwards, but sadly not. So yeah, going to be a bit difficult determining which driver is which, but. We'll have to try, but yeah, if they'd added a different colours for each driver, this definitely would have been an S tier. But for now, it's going up in A tier. Next up, we have the next of the Hyundais. It's their newest driver, Tom Ingram. He made the jump from Speedworks after 7 years or more, and I was fully expecting the same as last year with the Draper Tools livery, but with a Ginster's logo just splashed onto it. But no, it's actually pretty much a complete carbon copy of his livery since Ginster became his official sponsor. And obviously I'd say, oh yeah, that's pretty much the same. Not much fun there. But for the same reason, I still like the BTC Racing livery. You don't fix what isn't broken. So yeah, I still really like this grey for Ginster's official colours. The nice bits of blue added in, they work really well, and yeah, I think compared to a lot of the liveries we got this year, this one will stand out as it did the first year they started using it. So yeah, I still really like it. I don't see any point in changing it this year, at least even with a new team. So yeah, that's going up with S tier along with his teammate Butel. Next up we have the Sicily Racing BMW, and the thing is, this one looked really good the first time I saw it, but the more times I saw it, the less good it looked. Sadly, I mean, black and gold. It's nice idea. Similar to BTC Racing, very similar in fact, and I think both those competition. But it's I just worry that it's the same. The other BMW team has gone with a dark color as black essentially. Yeah, I mean the goal is quite nice. It could go a bit more, but yeah, I should have looked at it slightly less and because I regard it slightly less now. Either way, well yeah, either way it's decent and if the team does well this year that'll be nice. But I wish we had a better liveries go along with it. So we're gonna put it in C tier sadly for Cargill. It's their main sponsorship. I guess this livery is their fault. Oh well. Next up, we have the Mark Blundell Motorsport Ford Focus. Very similar colours to last year when they had the Honda, and I was pretty much expecting it to be more or less the same this year, even with a new car. And yeah, I still really like this. I kind of last year when they introduced it, I was a bit disappointed that we weren't getting any more of the blue and the blue on one side, orange on the other. But no, but I've adjusted to this now. The predominantly white, but then the blue along with the red and yellow, really sleek, matching Mark Blundell's official helmet, of course. It works and it's nice and bright this year. For it will go against a lot of darker designs. So yes, I'm really happy with this. So I'm going to put it again in S tier. We're off to a good start here. Next up, we have the third Hyundai to talk about in this video. It's Chris Smiley's Hyundai, and it's interesting that Accelerate, the team, have gone with 4 completely different liveries for each car, considering they had probably the most simple livery last year, just a plain blue and black in places, sponsored by Draper Tools, and Smiley's got pretty much the same one this year, so kind of the short straw. So I'm gonna have to put him in A tier, but it's still pretty good. It probably would be B if it weren't for all the extra black. The extra black actually worked this year for this livery. It probably didn't work for much of the other liveries we're going to talk about, but no, I like this one. Can't say I'd like it as much as Butel and Ingram's. I won't say anything about Parfits just yet, but A tier for now, I'd say. Next we have the Powerbox Racing Vauxhall with Jason Plato and Daniel Lloyd. The good thing about PMR, they'll get a new sponsor pretty much every year, and they'll always find a way to make sure that sponsor does not clash with their typical yellow, black and white livery that they have always had. And this one works. Adrian Flux, the blue, it doesn't clash at all. So, but I've seen better from Powerbacks in the past, so it's going in A tier for now. And now for the first of the black liveries. And I say for this one, for motor-based performance, Andy Neaton and Sam Osbourne, I'd say this might be one of the few liveries where switching to black was actually better than the livery of the previous year. Nothing against the red one, the red and whites. That did stand out a bit, but I think it was the fact that we didn't really get a reason as to why it was just plain red and white. They didn't like try anything interesting because there was no actual sponsors last year, if you remember. Yeah, I couldn't see any company logos anywhere. It was just red. I guess that is motor-based performance's traditional colours. But no, this is good. From a nice bit of black and the minty green, kind of reminds me of RXR, Nico Rosberg's Extreme E team. It gives me reminders of that. Osbourne and Neat, I hope we get to see a bit more of it. Like if they do a bit of racing this year, we'll hopefully get to see a bit more of this. But yeah, this is one of the few black liveries that I talk about that I actually liked. So. But it's definitely not challenged the ones in A tier, so it's going in B for now. And now for the reigning champions team, we got 3 of these this year. The Laser Tools Infinity, and yep, they've always looked stunning. Laser Tools, even when they switched and added a bit more whites, it was mostly the blue and black really worked, but now blue and whites, yep, that's all that works really well as well. One gripe is that we got 3 of them this year. They're all the same. I was kind of expecting a lovely gold one for Carl Wardley, like what he had last year, albeit in a different team. Little bits of red in extra places. I think that's from one of Wardley's sponsors. That works out well. Don't clash with the blue and white at all. So no, I'm pretty happy with this. Because it's not that new, I think I'm going to put it in A tier, but still very good. And it'll probably be one of the top ones again. Next up is the Team Dynamics Honda Shen and Rowbottom. Is it even Dynamics this year? I can't remember. They're not a manufacturer this year for the first time ever, I think. And so I fully expected something a little bit more different, less conservative, I'd say, with their design. I mean, good points. I like the Union Jack, even though it's a grey, so it's kind of looks dark. I don't really catch much attention. It's Halfords again. They've stuck with black for perhaps the let me think, 5th year in a row. Yeah, not still go with the kind of dynamics conservative approach. They always try to go with something simple for their livery. And then you got Cat Clean sponsorship from Rowbottom, and they could have gone a little bit further with that. Had the bonnet in white or something. But it's just there. It looks good, but they could have made more of an effort to make it just not just predominantly Halford's design, add a bit of Cat Clean in as well. So yeah, because it's the same as last year, and because it's going to be a very different year for them, I still going to think, oh, this is going to be a manufacturer team. So yeah, the more we've used it, and I wasn't really a fan of it at the start. So sadly, it's the first D tier livery on this video. And now for something completely different. The final Hyundai of this video, Rick Parfitt Jr.'s lovely yellow and blue Hyundai. 3 out of 4 this year for XLRH. You got 3 out of your 4 cars are going in S tier. Parfitt's just joined them. Very, very good. Hope we get to see a lot of him. This is we don't really have much of yellow this year apart from Powerbox, so it's good to see. Next up we have Speedworks Motorsport with their first 2-car team this year. Well, with the exception of 2016, I think. Butcher and Smelt. And they got this very, very surprising Motul. I don't know. With this striking red and white, similar to Butcher's last year, but better. Nice to stand out. It's it seems to look good from every angle. The reds in different spots, the whites are in different spots. So yeah, I hope Speedworks, even though the Corolla hasn't been that good in recent years, I hope we do see a lot of it, because it will stand out, the livery at least, against all the other teams. So yep, I see no reason to go for Speedworks to go in S tier. How fitting. And the penultimate car on this list, Team BMW, with their repeating their black for Black Lives Matter, which they switched to last year, and that might well be the reason so many cars have changed to black this year. Yeah, interestingly, I'd say personally it looked better last year when the red and black really stood out. More this year, it's just kind of the strands of BMW's traditional colours: red, dark blue, and light blue. I still don't know what that flag means, but I guess it is just their official colours. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's looked better in recent years, so I'm going to put it in B. And finally, bit of a sad note to end, we have the Team Hard Cooper Leon. And I am starstruck that Team Hard, for a year that could be their renaissance year, I'm surprised they didn't go for anything fun for their livery. They've always done this. What happened to the pink and the green and the orange and white they've always had? Instead, we just get this, and it's going to be different for each driver. And that's the thing. Team Hard, they were always good at coming up with liveries that made it easy to tell which driver was which. But this year, it's only down to a particular sponsor for each driver, and that's going to be hard to tell from a distance. Goff's going to be the one with the red sponsors. Aaron Taylor Smith's going to be one with the mint green sponsors. That's still going to be hard for us to remember. And annoyingly, the testing livery, the camouflage one, that looked better. And come to figure, when I saw it, I thought, the official one will probably look better, but no. And how is it that the camouflage one is more eye-catching than the one that's official? That's the one that isn't meant to blend into its background. But yeah, it's a sad way to end. Yeah, Team Hard, I thought one of the more fun independent teams that's still around. Yeah. I'm sorry if I'm going over the top with this, but I am genuinely surprised that they didn't go with anything more fun than this. that's what I thought that's what the team was all about. So yeah, I put in D for disappointing. Hmm. Okay, guys, there's my tier list for this video. If you, I'm probably going to share this to the various Facebook groups I'm in, so you can share how you would put this tier list in the comments, and I'll leave a link to this particular tier in the description, so you guys can fill it out yourselves. And I'd love to know what you all think. Obviously, I know a lot of my subscribers aren't quite touring car fans as of yet, but you've got just a couple of weeks to learn about the sport, and before we get the edges going on the 9th of May at Thruxton, my local track. There won't be any fans there on this occasion, but hopefully for the second one, so I could be there for the second time they go to Thruxton. Pretty exciting season. Liveries were a very mixed bag this year, but I'm still excited. It should be another epic year, and I expect nothing less from the British Touring Car Championship. So everyone, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.